My paper obsession is growing by the minute. I just can't stop buying paper. So here's my new watercolor palette. It's made in Australia and I got this at a local craft store. I don't know how to pronounce the brand name of it. If it's Francheville, I don't know, but anyway, it's supposedly made in Australia, and it's quite a thick paper. So I was really happy with that because I like a really nice chunky paper. So the illustration today is something I just came up with the other night, and I just wanted to draw this mutant mouse, and I sort of mulled over the options of making it a rat, and I thought, nah, I've already done a rat, so I wanted to sort of do a mouse, even though it kind of looks like a rat, but it's supposed to be a mouse, but it's a mutant mouse, and he's sitting in a plate of blood, and he's got his little spoon, and he's just having a great time eating this blood. And you could probably say that this illustration's like a photo, like the owner's gone, oh, how cute is this little fella, he's just eating his blood with his spoon, let's take a photo of him. So yeah, that's what this piece is all about. I just wanted to draw another little demon thing. And yeah, I didn't include my hand because usually with these pieces I like to draw around my own hand to sort of say that, you know, I'm sort of having a part in the illustration, that I'm interacting with this demon, but I didn't want to draw my hand this time. I just wanted to draw this illustration of this little mutant mouse. So I had a few issues trying to get the plate right, and I'm still not 100% happy with the way the plate is on the page and the angle of it. It was very sort of hard to draw, even with a reference of a plate on that angle. I still really sort of struggled to execute that the way that I wanted to do that. And when I do colour in the spoon, I use a metallic Sharpie to colour in the spoon, and I sort of regretfully colour over some of the lines that I did for the patterns on the spoon, because when I go over and correct the lines for the spoon again and do all the little patterns, it's nowhere near as good as how I had it, and I sort of was a little bit annoyed with myself for that. I probably shouldn't have even drawn it on to begin with, but I did, and I realised after that I shouldn't have done that because it was going to get lost when I ran over it with the metallic pen. But the metallic Sharpie, once I really colour in the fur of this little monster, this little mutant mouse, it really does get lost in the fur, and I once again didn't realise that until I finished, and I sort of stepped back, and the next day I looked at it and went, oh god, that spoon's just, there's just no variation, it just blends in with the fur. So yeah, that I'm not too happy with. And the ears, I'm not real happy with the ears on this piece either. I don't know, there's just something wrong about the ears. I don't know. I don't know what it is with me and ears. Me and ears don't get along, and I really have a lot of trouble drawing ears, even though I can sit down and go, alright, I'm going to do something completely different this time, and it still never works out. So on the list, on the very long list of things I've got to work on is ears. So while this little mutant mouse demon is playing in his plate of blood, he is splashing it everywhere. It's going all over the table, and he's just making an absolute mess of things. And that face is only what a mother could love. Look at it. That's terrifying. So a review on this paper. It's not the best paper I've ever used. It did cost me $16 from one of the art supply stores here that we have in Australia called Spotlight. And I must admit, I don't know if it was just the way I executed it. I'm doing some more paintings on this paper just to see if that's an issue with it or if it was just the way that I did this, but I'm using my MUTANT colors on this paper, and I don't know, I feel as though the color variation was lost. Like, I was looking at it and I had to really layer over a lot of sections, especially in the face and the feet and the hands, with this sort of skin color that's sort of got a bit of green pigment. Usually when I do that for like zombie pieces and that on other paper, it works perfectly fine and it looks awesome. But I don't know, I feel as though there was just something lost on this paper. So yeah, like I said, I just don't know if it's just a combination of it's just shit paper, or I don't know, it's just this MUTANT and watercolors not, reacting with it all right. But like I said, I'm doing tests at the moment to see if that is a problem with it. But that's the only thing I can sort of fault. Like, it's really good for laying down the watercolor for spreading wise and getting pretty good washes. And it's nice and thick, and it does have a little bit of tooth to it, but it's not too much tooth because I don't really like a huge amount of tooth for my paper. That's why I really love the Strathmore paper. That's still my favorite at the moment, with the Roy Mac Rains coming a very close second. But yeah, I don't know. I think this paper's probably good for doing watercolor pieces on it that I probably wouldn't say are complete masterpieces. But yeah, I just don't know if I'm gonna buy it again. Like, it is $16, like, it's cheap and it does the job. But I just feel as though a lot of the pigment was lost in it. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a huge amount of experience when it comes to this sort of thing. That's why I'm still in the processes of testing it. So that's just my observation right now. So don't take it completely gospel. It's just my observation that I've noticed right now. So that could change. It could be completely different. I'm going to be using a different watercolor. I'm going to be using my Dale Rowney watercolor palette and see how that goes, and just see if it's just something that the MUTANTs don't like, or if it's just the paper's just not that great a quality. So I'll get back to you on that one. But yeah, all in all, this piece is just a nice sort of simple little monster illustration, and yeah, there's just blood everywhere. Yep, that's it. So yeah, that's it from me. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.